What one tool should we hold on to that is going to be the most beneficial to us?
Sleep your way to success. You are your business, full stop. And so if your health isn't your prime priority, then how are you going to be at your best in your business? There are always soft signals that are very, very easy to ignore. And when you ignore those soft signals, they turn up as loud, big shouts. I've been kind to my body, so my body has been kind to me.
What does working less look like for you?
There was a point in life when I looked at what my values were.
Okay.
What that meant. How was I showing up in the world? How did I want to show up in the world? And one of those was focus. Was one of my words. So working less means also working with more focus.
Yeah.
And that's not easy in this very distracting world. Because there are constant distractions. And I can't say I've nailed it yet, but what I've got is more awareness of it. When I've got 12 tabs open on my laptop, that's me being distracted. It's how much can I just stay focused on the one thing? Because that gives me speed as well.
Yeah, of course.
And the second one is finesse, which means for me attention to detail. And the attention to detail is also helps me to work smarter, to work much more focused, to work less as such. And we'll get into what less means in a minute, maybe.
Yeah.
But my third one is always fun. So it's fun, focus, and finesse are the things that that's how I want to show up, and that's how I want to show up with my family, how I want to show up with my friends, how I want to show up with my work as well. And that becomes the essence of me. So if I'm not enjoying it, of course it's going to feel harder and take longer. So making sure that the bit that I'm doing is the bit that gives me joy.
And I think the fun comes across because I sat here and I'm looking at you and you have such a calm aura. And I thought to myself, she seems happy. She just seems happy with her lot. So let's go to that second part of that question then. What does working less look like for you? So they're your values, and they are the three values that you always ask myself, is it delivering these three things? But practically, what's the model of a working week or number of weeks in a year for you?
Oh, can you really get it down to numbers like that? Well, as an entrepreneur, part of how you live is through work, but work is then part of your passion.
So very true.
And so this whole idea of work-life balance for me is a real switch off, I have to say, because it doesn't really work like that. There isn't this is work and this is life.
Is it a blend?
It's a blend and it's a synergy. And I call it more sort of work-lifestyle blend, if that's what you want. Work-lifestyle synergy is your lifestyle has to come with you wherever you go. So that part of being kind to yourself is, what do you need to know about yourself that you don't already know? And that comes from understanding, again, how are you made? And one of those is genes. So I discovered my chronotype. And actually within that sort of circadian rhythm that we have in our day, we've also got productivity rhythms, ultradian rhythms within that. So once you know that for yourself, you can design your day according to that.
And that's where the ease comes from.
Exactly.
Because you're not resisting.
Exactly. So that what you're then doing is productive. It is more in flow. You're doing your creative tasks at the right time that fits with your biology. You're doing your more focused thinking tasks at the right time that fits with your biology. And that's, I think, wouldn't it be amazing if all organizations were like this? They tested everybody's chronotypes and you did the work at the right time for you. I mean, productivity would be hugely different. But instead we've got 9 to 5.
So what's the boundaries then? So it seems like the answer to how do you work is the ease is coming from the fact that you're not forcing yourself to work in that conventional model, and it's in a model that works best for you. So what are the boundaries that you build in to ensure that it supports the way in which you want to live your life and the way in which you want to build a business?
So I don't do this is weekday, this is weekend.
Okay.
I don't boundary and compartmentalize like that.
Yeah.
So it's not that. The boundary is more about what is important at this moment in time.
Okay.
But also the ease of putting my lifestyle into my work. So to give you an example, I'm working from home. So at the top of the staircase, you will find a pair of dumbbells.
Okay.
So that every time I go downstairs, I carry them with me, get to the bottom of the stairs, and I can do my 10 reps. doesn't mean I've got to find 45 minutes to go to the gym.
Right.
Because in that world of blend, I don't want to carve out blocks of time where I have to do this, but where my mind is over here, but what I've said I'm going to do, go to the gym, is over there. No, why can't I build that into my day? So I create these what I call time-based biohacks, and I'm sure I'll be able to share some of those later. But this is just the practical thing. You know, in your own working environment, what can you create that's going to also enable you to have those lifestyle elements built in that help you with your health, help you to think clearer as well? Because this isn't just about we haven't even got into what is health, right? But also health, the purpose for having incredible health is to have brain health as well, to be able to think clearly. If you look at every business owner, the one thing they all need to do is we all need to be able to make clear decisions every single day. So that's what you've got to play into is what I'm doing right now helping me to think clearly.
But bearing in mind the time we've got, and unfortunately we can't do a one-to-one with me right now, which is sad, but what I would love to know is if for someone who is listening in, who is motivated enough to think, okay, I'm willing to find out how I can make this change. What are the categories? Because I get you're not going to be able to tell us how because it's specific, but what's the what? What are the categories that somebody would focus on in order to be able to build a life where they are healthier and living longer? Tell us what would that be, please?
Yeah, sure. So
we're going to take a short pause to hear from one of our sponsors. Sponsors help us make the best show possible. Don't Work Harder is sponsored by Constant Contact, the digital marketing platform built with small business owners in mind. With Constant Contact, you can grow your contacts list, send out more emails, organise social media and events, and simply get more done with their advanced automation tools. It's everything you need to grow your business, advance your automation, and attract more of the right customers all in one place. Visit constantcontact.com to get started.
The Million Hour Life is based on the Million Hour Method.
Okay.
And the Million Hour Method, it's three things that we have to think about. Number one is data. Number two is devices. And number three is decisions.
Okay.
So how can you use data and devices to make better decisions with precision?
Right.
So what I mean by that, it comes back to what do you know about yourself?
Right.
What is that data and information about how you're made and how you function that's going to be helpful to you to know? And then paying homage to the time that we're living in. It's the 21st century. We've got access to incredible health technology. What are devices that are going to be tools for you rather than you being a tool?
So they're wearables.
Yes, potentially wearables and more. But yes, wearables. What are those initial things going to look like? And then how do you use all of that information that you have then to decide whether you're going to sit under a tree and meditate for 4 hours, or drink celery juice, or go and do yoga, or only eat meat, or only have vegetables? How are you going to use that information to make those decisions, rather than those decisions coming from somebody on social media who decides that that's what you should be doing? So the premise really is test, don't guess, first of all. So make sure that what you're doing is right for you, and that you've got some way of tracking and knowing that it's right for you. Because you could start a yoga class every morning because that's what you think you should be doing, and yet you have no idea whether the benefits of that are what you want or what you need. So really kind of thinking about, why am I doing what I'm doing? What is the field of what I can look at? So, in terms of testing, the basic is know your biological age. Know your starting point. Like we said with goals, that you've got to know where you are right now.
And that's a test.
It's a test.
Can have.
Yes, it's a finger prick blood test that
actually that's something that you offer on your via your website, don't you?
Yeah. So you can do the finger prick blood test. It comes to your home, and you can find out your biological age, not from an algorithm perspective. Like you probably see me wearing a sort of the data ring on my finger. This is very specific to the hallmarks of aging, a very kind of scientific perspective that's looking specifically at what triggers aging processes.
Are there any commonalities of traits that are most significant in reducing somebody's biological age?
Yes, there are. So I think the first thing to think about is about 20% of biological age is genetically derived. But then you've got a whole 80% that isn't, that it's all very lifestyle focused.
When you put it that way, the 20 sounded big, but actually no, we've got 80.
So I want you to focus on the 80 that you've got. So don't go down the destiny route. That, it's my, destiny, my parents passed away at such and such. It isn't at all. This is really
20% is
in your hands. Yes, exactly. 80% of this is completely in your hands. In fact, even up to 90%. Then the big ones that I've come across are another little bit of alliteration. Sugar, sleep, and stress. The 3 S's. Sugar, sleep, stress. If you can focus on those are going to reverse aging. Now, stress is a really interesting one because we've sat here talking about burnout, but I'm also now going to say, well, I like stress. And it's the sort of stress that's called hormetic stress. So it's the stress that makes you stronger, doesn't kill you. There's that song, wasn't there? What doesn't
there is the
kill
song.
You makes you strong. Yeah, that one. And that is purposefully putting your body under a stressor that activates your survival mechanisms so that you do get stronger. But unfortunately, particularly in the entrepreneurial world, what do? We put ourselves under continual stress. And we don't even call it stress. Call it passion. We call it being busy. But your body marks it as a stress response. So your cortisol hormone is then always on. And I know this because I test it again and I see it. So your cortisol graph should be high in the morning, coming down beautifully into the evening. What do I see in business owners? High. It'll crash, right? And that is the thing that catches up with you, because when it comes back to hallmarks of aging, inflammation is a big one, and stress stimulates inflammation in your body, which then speeds up aging. I know.
I mean, if we can have like some graphics here, my head would literally be doing that. Wow.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to do something called the atomic clock. But before I do that, I do want to ask you a question, which is that if everything was to change tomorrow and it was out of our control, I'll say our, so it's not specific to you, it was out of our control, what one tool should we hold on to that is going to be the most beneficial to us?
Okay, I'm going to say sleep your way to success.
Okay, get good sleep.
Yeah, so one thing entrepreneurs give up so quickly, and it's the one thing that's going to make the biggest difference. Do not sacrifice sleep anymore. Don't do it.
Okay.
Prioritize your 8 hours.
Is that getting to bed before a certain time as well, Doctor?
Do it. Just say, revolve your world around the night rather than around the day. We've got this so wrong. It needs to be the other way around. We give up night because day is so much more important because we think we're doing, and so then we end up with 6 hours of sleep. But make those 8 hours your priority and everything else fit around it. And you will find, honestly, you will sleep your way to success.